Today I'm going to show you how to use the Popplet app to organize your thinking into a mind map or a thinking map for a project or presentation. So let's get started by opening the Popplet app. Then we will choose Make a New Popplet. You'll be asked to name your Popplet. I'm going to call mine Canyons. And then to choose from their colors a background. Once you're happy, say Make It So. If you open your Popplet and you realize you don't like that background color, all you have to do is tap on the square at the top and the other color options will appear. You can test them out on the screen, and once you find one that you like, just tap off and it will be set. Okay, the first thing that you probably notice when you open the Popplet is the rectangle right in the center of your screen. This is our Popplet, and if we tap on that, all of the tools and things available will appear. So let's start by looking at the circle with the T inside. And when I tap on that, what happens is the keyboard from my iPad pops up and it gives me the ability to type text into the Popplet. So I'm going to call this Trip to the Canyons. When I'm finished typing, I will just close my keyboard. And on the lower right hand side of your screen, you'll notice that there are 3 T's and 3 sets of lines. Basically, the T's just change the size of your text, and the lines change the alignment of your text within the Popplet box. When you are finished and happy with everything, tap and hold on the Popplet rectangle and move it, drag it to the section of the screen where you want to place it, and then just tap off and it will be set to go. All right, let's keep adding them. We're going to double tap to add a new Popplet. This time we're going to look at the pen feature, which is the third circle over. I've found that with the pen feature, when I'm drawing or writing in my Popplet, it's a little bit easier for me personally to get that black arrow and make the Popplet a little bit bigger. It just, for some reason, makes it easier for me. I'm going to tap on the pen, and then you're going to see some color choices. This is basically your ink color that will be in the box for you to choose. I'm going to choose red for this first one, and I'm just going to write Grand Canyon. When I'm finished, I'm going to get that little black arrow again, and I'm just going to reduce the size of my box. And then I'm going to hold it down. Oh no, look, I made a mistake. I did that on purpose. All right, so if I make a mistake and I need to make a correction, all I need to do is tap on the pen again and say clear drawing. The box will be empty and you can start from scratch. So I'm going to make it a little bit bigger again. Redo my Grand Canyon writing. Grand Canyon. I'm going to tap off this time because I found that it's a little easier once I get that kind of set into place. And then I'm going to drag and tap off to set it. I'm going to double tap again. I'm going to make another Popplet box. This time I'm going to use a different ink, and I'm going to use that different color ink so that I can kind of categorize by colors my mind map as I go. So I'm going to choose green this time, and I'm going to call this Bryce Canyon. Tap off, and then I'm going to get that black arrow, make it a little smaller. I'm going to try to get it as close to the Grand Canyon size as I can. Now you notice that I can't see my entire map right now. All you have to do is take your finger and drag it into your screen area. One more Popplet. I'm going to double tap again. I'm going to use my pen, and this time I'm going to do blue. I'm going to call this Zion Canyon. I'm going to make it smaller. I'm going to drag it into place. Okay, so once I have them kind of the same size and set how I like them, I'm just going to tap and everything will be set. I'm going to drag it into view. I need to start making some connections. Making connections is super easy. I'm going to tap on Grand Canyon. You see there are 4 gray dots on each side. Depending on where you want to make the connection, I'm going to choose the one on the left-hand side, and I'm going to drag it down to my first box, Trip to the Canyons, and I'm going to let go. And what you see is a line just appears right there to connect them. I'm going to do the same thing with Bryce Canyon, and I'm going to do the same thing with Zion canyons. They were all part of my trip to the canyons. Okay, I told you earlier that I was choosing my pen colors for a reason, because one of the things I really like about this app is that I can categorize using colors. So when I tap on Green Canyon, on the far left hand side is a circle with, it's basically the frame of my Popplet. That's the rectangle there. And I'm going to choose the color that matches the ink that I use with my pen. So for that one, it's going to be more of a red. For Bryce Canyon, I'm going to choose the green. And for Zion Canyon, I'm going to choose the blue. Now when I look at my Popplet, I have a new way of organizing my thinking visually by looking at the colors. Once I have those colors set up, all I have to do is click on Grand Canyon. The circle on the right, if I drag that circle and just drop it into empty space, it's going to create an exact copy of that Popplet. So I'm going to make a copy of the red one. I'm going to make a copy of the green one. And I'm going to make a copy of the blue one. So I don't have to go through all the steps of choosing the frame color and all that. Oops, I just made an accidental one, so I'm going to delete that one. I don't have to go through all the steps of making the Popplets and choosing the frame colors. Once I have it set up, I can just make copies of it as I go. The last thing that I want to show you with Popplet is the last circle, which is an image of some mountains. I'm going to tap on that circle, and basically it's going to pop up a box that allows me to choose a photo from my library, to take a photo with my camera, or to paste an image from the internet. I'm going to open my library, and I'm going to go down, and I'm going to add a picture of the Grand Canyon in this Popplet. Then I'm going to do the same thing for Bryce Canyon. I'm going to open my library. I'm going to go and find an image of the Bryce Canyon. And then I'm going to do the same thing with Zion. Go to my pictures, and I'm going to open a picture of the Zion Canyon. So now I have a beautiful, organized, color-coordinated mind map of my trip to the canyons. Now I need to share this somehow, some way. So I'm going to click on the export button, and I have some options. I can email this to someone as a PDF. I can email it as a picture, a JPEG, or I can save a JPEG that I can load later into a project or a presentation. So when I clicked Save JPEG, it gives me a note that it was saved into my library. And now when I go out into my camera, I'm going to find a picture of this project. Hopefully that has helped you see how great an app Popplet is for creating a mind map or a thinking map to organize your thinking.